Yeet. I mean, that press conference right after Fastlane, the brand new, undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, they defeated the Judgment Day to open the show. A lot going on in that match, story-wise, because first of all, Cody Rhodes now has gold. For the first time in what, 8, 9, almost 10 years at this point, he is holding WWE gold in his hand, and he's doing it that cost him the biggest WWE gold earlier in the year on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso managed to pull it off. They managed to beat Judgment Day in the middle of the ring with a little bit of interference, with a little bit of help, a lot of miscommunication. But we've got new tag team champions, and this was a complete, a complete surprise to me. Because like I said in the preview, like I said in my predictions, I did not think Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso would actually walk out with the tag team gold in hand. Number one, because Judgment Day had just become tag team champions. They had just been they've been doing this on Raw and SmackDown. Rhea Ripley had just cut a deal with Paul Heyman to join forces and really have each other's back. They were starting to try to establish the Judgment Day as a force to be reckoned with on both brands, on 3 brands if you count NXT as well. But I should have known, because Cody Rhodes at this moment in time is WWE's current John Cena, and I'm saying that in the best way possible. The fans are with him. They love when he's out there, and Jey Uso has really gained the audience's trust as well. And JD McDonough, well, he keeps getting involved, and this time it cost him, and it cost him dearly, because he attacked Damian Priest's already injured leg, and that cost them the tag team titles. So you bet your bottom dollar tonight on Monday Night Raw, there will be hell to pay for JD McDonough from the Judgment Day. And a part of that hell does have to go to Finn Balor, because Finn Balor is the one who introduced Judgment Day to JD McDonough, who brought JD McDonough over to the main roster. So we're going to get some tension on that point, but I honestly don't know where they're going with this. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso as the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. They might be going after the Street Profits as heels, going after the tag team titles. Otherwise, there's a lot more prime candidates in terms of babyface tag teams to face off against heel tag team champions. But we'll just have to wait and see what goes down tonight on Monday Night Raw. And again, that press conference, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, that was pure entertainment. And to be honest, I don't even watch the press conferences after the premium live events. All of this is being fed to me via TikTok, and I just can't get enough, because Jey Uso, yeet, all of that, come on. Fantastic, just pure entertainment. Even Triple H had to give him props. Because if anything, it proves that it's World Wrestling entertainment, and that was pure entertainment. So congratulations to Rhodes and Jey Uso on becoming tag team champions. And I honestly don't know where they're going with this. But if anything, this adds to the story that Cody Rhodes might challenge for the Universal Championship very, very soon at WrestleMania in Philadelphia. Jey Uso can now appear on Raw and SmackDown, where he has his twin brother Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa and Bloodline Business. So that might be a part of this entire story. Again, we have to let things play out for now. Speaking of the Street Profits, they were blindsided. They were surprised by the LWO and their surprise tag team partner, because, ladies and gentlemen, Caribbean Cool, Carlito, is back. We haven't seen this man since Backlash in Puerto Rico, and then back then it was reported that he had just re-signed with WWE, and they were basically just waiting on creative plans for him. They had nothing for him in order for him to debut back on the main roster, and it appears now, if anything, he's going to rejoin the LWO this coming Friday on SmackDown. I have no doubt about that. And they beat Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, brand new heel group. And again, the Street Profits keep coming up short when it comes to making the Almighty happy. Yet another story coming through. But this is just a story thread to try and get the Street Profits to gain that edge that they need as heels. And maybe down the line, Street Profits against Rhodes and Jey Uso. Maybe you get the tag team titles back on the Profits. DIY is back in the picture. You got the New Day. I mean, the tag team division needs to be revitalized, and in my opinion, you need to separate those tag titles, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video. But for now, U.S. Champion Rey Mysterio, Carlito, who is a former U.S. Champion, Santos Escobar. Something might be brewing there for the U.S. title. Again, let's see how it plays out this upcoming Friday on SmackDown. But for now, oh my God, and again, the dumbass, the most idiotic thing about WWE right now, the unnecessary need to change and switch theme songs for these stars. It happened with the recently released Shelton Benjamin, who had a generic entrance theme when, in his old days when he was a single superstar. Everybody knows, ain't no stopping me. Yo, come on. And this past Saturday at Fastlane, gave him a generic Caribbean beat song for Carlito to come out. Instead of, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. And then the beat, I can't do the beat. It just doesn't sound right. But come on. This unnecessary need to give all these people new themes, new music to come out to. And again, it's a nitpick. It's a very unnecessary nitpick, to be honest. But, it is what it is. They're in control. Can't really do anything about it. Once again, Io Sky retained her Women's Championship in a triple threat match, just like I predicted she would. Again, they need to make her reign a little bit longer. Stretch it out a little bit more. We got Crown Jewel coming up, then Survivor Series. We're still ways away from WrestleMania and WrestleMania season. So for now, Io Sky as Women's Champion serves its purpose. But the fact that she pinned Charlotte Flair leads me to believe that even though, again, this is just a transitional title reign for Io Sky, because in my opinion, even though she has the wrestling ability and prowess to actually main event a WrestleMania for the women's title, her character, her stock, character-wise, as far as the audience is concerned, is not quite there yet. And again, the main event on the SmackDown side of things is kind of set. Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair, one-on-one, WrestleMania. It's kind of set in stone. But at least they're trying to legitimize her as a top contender, as a top superstar. And I don't mind it. I do not mind it. In fact, I might equate this to Kurt Angle winning the title in late 2000 and then losing it in February of 2001 to The Rock. Because Kurt Angle was not about to main event WrestleMania, especially not that WrestleMania. But they still wanted to give Kurt Angle his flowers, show the audience that he was able to carry that title and carry programs and be the champion, much like they're, in my opinion, trying to do with Io Sky over on SmackDown right now. And eventually, again, I predict Survivor Series, Charlotte Flair wins that championship, and then she loses it to Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Again, 7 months away from WrestleMania. Let's see it play out. The Dream Team, yeah. Undefeated, yeah. L.A. Knight, yeah. He got the pin. The most easiest decision WWE's made. The most logical. The most common sense. Because Cena is about to leave again. He's about to head out as soon as the actors' strike is over and they're able to, close on a deal. Cena has to go back to work to Hollywood. And that leaves L.A. Knight back alone on SmackDown. And he's going to have to deal with the Bloodline on his own, because he got involved in Bloodline business. He gave Paul Heyman the cold shoulder, which again, Paul Heyman doesn't really have too much sway over Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, has to decide whether or not to interact with the megastar himself. And if I'm not mistaken, he returns this Friday on SmackDown for the first time since a week, 2 weeks after SummerSlam. So the tribal chief will return to Friday nights very, very soon to take care not only of L.A. Knight, yeah, but the fact that Jimmy Uso has been playing tribal chief, or I have a feeling Roman Reigns might see it as mocking the tribal chief. Reigns has a deal with Solo Sikoa, who again, I mean, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, they're all brothers, they're all siblings, which is why Solo has not been reluctant to allowing Jimmy Uso back into the Bloodline. But that decision is the Bloodline's, the Tribal Chief's decision alone. We'll see how that plays out on SmackDown. But for now, LA Knight keeps getting the rub, this time from John Cena. But I just don't know where they're going with this, other than the fact that LA Knight versus Reigns at Crown Jewel for the title. That seems a little bit too soon. Again, I'm drawing a blank on what kind of story they're heading in after this tag team match. But that's the thing. That's what you want. You don't want to make it too predictable. So, all right, WWE. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got on SmackDown. And finally, Seth freaking Rollins. It appears finally he has vanquished the villain, tremendous villain, known as Shinsuke Nakamura, because that last man standing match for the World's Heavyweight Championship, main event of Fastlane, rightfully so, they put on a great last man standing match. A great one. And Nakamura, at times, you kind of felt that he could actually win this. You actually felt like they might give the title to Nakamura for a little bit. Again, I predicted Rollins to retain, because it doesn't make sense to give Nakamura the title right now. He's a brand new heel. He's having the performance of a lifetime with this character. I want to see more of it. But he just lost a last man standing match to a man that he's been calling out, his family, his injuries. He worked on those injuries for weeks, months at points, and it didn't get him to the promised land. It didn't get him the World's Heavyweight Championship. So where does Nakamura go from here? Where does he go? Are we going to get an I Quit match at Crown Jewel? That seems unlikely, but then again, who is poised on the Monday Night Raw side of things to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship? Drew McIntyre maybe, but he hasn't fully turned heel yet. But you know, WWE might throw a curveball just like they did with Nakamura. Right as soon as this feud started, we did not expect Nakamura to do that, and especially not to go on to become a very good rival for Rollins. So again, Monday Night Raw is tonight. Tune in later on tonight to the USA Network to see what else plays out. I have no doubt in my mind Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso will open the show tonight, interrupted by the Judgment Day. We'll see what happens, what transpires then and there. But for now, Fastlane, it went by pretty quickly. It had its surprises. It served its purpose. And now we're on the road to Crown Jewel in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where they usually try to set up some big matches, obviously, because, you know, it's Saudi Arabia. They pay big money to WWE for those events. Again, tune in later on tonight to Monday Night Raw. We'll see what happens then and there. So what are your thoughts on Fastlane? Did you enjoy it? Did you get surprised by Carlito's return? Did you get surprised by the fact that Rhodes and Jey Uso are now your tag team champions? Leave it in the comment section below. In the meantime, I'm Alexis Carrillo. This has been Wrestling Talk, and I'll see you next time.